Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts about the 40K universe. I am your host Gershwan and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we answer the age-old question, what the heck are those flying babies in Warhammer 40K? Those things are called cherubs, and they're part of a species or a category of creature called familiars. This was a question brought up in one of our previous videos, and it's going to get its own video. If you guys have any suggestions for topic ideas that you guys would like One Mind Syndicate to create a video for, don't forget to comment down below. Put suggestion followed by the topic idea, question, or whatever Warhammer 40K related topic you want us to create a video for. So let's get into 40 facts about familiars. Familiars are artificial creatures and constructs utilized by many organizations and individuals within the Imperium of Man. A Space Marine librarian or an Inquisitor sometimes makes use of familiars to aid them in their command of the warp and help focus their powers. Familiars can be based on a wide number of living creatures, bioconstructs, or pure automatons. These are restricted to creatures smaller than an adult human, and by their nature must cling to a single master unless instructed otherwise. One of the most popular familiars in Warhammer 40K is the Cherub. A Cherub is a cybernetic construct created by the Magos biologists of the Adeptus Mechanicus for various adepts of the Imperium of Man, including the Inquisition. Cherubs are often used by Inquisitors with psychic abilities as familiars who can act as augmenters of their power. The bioconstruct known as a Cherub is of uncertain origin, but they are one of a few permitted examples of such biosculpted homunculi allowed within the Imperium of Man, taking the form most commonly resembling a wholesome-looking genderless child. They are often implanted with augmented feathery wings, which are grav generators, allowing them limited flight. Cherubim are not truly alive at all, and their synthesized, bloodless, and wax flesh needs neither to eat nor sleep, and is fed from their internal power cell. They are controlled by an augmented cortex and nervous system usually harvested from some lesser creature, such as a sapien, bird, or swine. They are implanted with a set of programmed commands that allow them to perform some simple tasks. These tasks include copying text, fetching and carrying small items, or tirelessly singing the Emperor's praise with augmented vocal cords. Outside the noble houses and imperial hierarchies, most notably the ecclesiarchy, where they are being used, most citizens view cherubim with a degree of distaste and superstitious fear. This is not entirely without cause, as it is a matter of record that in rare instances, cherubim have been known to devolve, allowing some corrupted and mangled versions of their organic cortex to take over their behaviors with unpleasant consequences. Cherubs have been intentionally shaped by the Mechanicum to resemble the childlike angels of the ancient Terran myth, to symbolize their purity in the eyes of the Emperor. Cherubim are usually grown in vats and clone tanks by the Magos biologists, who then outfit them with various cybernetic components, depending upon the task which they are intended. In many ways, cherubim are simply servitors, who have been granted a unique appearance and a smaller size, as well as the ability to fly. Cherubim, like servitors, are not considered sentient beings by the Imperium, and most could be considered to have the intelligence of an unusually bright dog or subsentient primate. In the ancient Abrahamic religions of Terra, cherubims were one of the unearthly beings who directly attended to God. The numerous depictions of cherubim assigned to them many different roles, their original duty having been the protection of the Garden of Eden. Mostly, familiars do not possess any significant degree of intelligence, and are trained or programmed to perform certain tasks on command. Familiars are either living creatures, controlled by the minds of their master via arcane cyber neural implants, or are cybernetic creatures controlled by voice or coded Vox signal command. Such slaved creatures are the strange fruit of ancient science and arcane superstition, and the ownership and command of familiars utilizes many technologies that the machine cult considers sacred. A trailing throng of bonded familiars is a sign of status both within the Adeptus Mechanicus and the Imperium at large. Familiars can take many forms, from tiny mechanical beasts and creatures sensitive to the warp, or indentured servants with which their masters have crafted a bond. Familiars can be an incredibly powerful tool for librarians. They are psychic symbiotes, allowing the librarians to mentally link with them, seeing through their eyes and controlling their actions. Familiars can communicate with their masters in most cases, and the bond between a librarian and his familiar will never be fully understood by other battle brothers. Despite their status as tools of the warp, familiars are generally tolerated by the Astartes. They are also mostly harmless and not perceived as a threat. In some cases, they can cause trouble, their curiosity making mischief for those around them. Familiars have a habit of complicating things, especially if their master is incapable or absent. Ancient pacts agreed in ages past with the Adeptus Mechanicus generally forbid most Imperial agencies from utilizing machine spirits beyond a certain level of sophistication, and in any event, most humans typically regard such devices as inherently blasphemous. Currently, the Imperium is far more acclimated to the ideas of heavily cybernetic systems that incorporate organic parts, with the crania of criminals and animals emptied for use as the control system of a heavy machinery, weapon, or vessel. Servitors, for instance, are lobotomized, cybernized, and repurposed criminals or cultural organic organisms that are ubiquitous across the entirety of human space, and most citizens of the Imperium hardly spare them a second glance. Much of the Imperium's heavy industry is dependent to a degree upon these sad, brain-dead creatures who shuffle mindlessly from task to task, lifting, cleaning, and carrying out other tedious or hazardous duties by the means of equipments attached to their bodies or welded to their surgically modified limbs. In many respects, familiars function as other creatures. Familiars are controlled by their masters through the use of simple commands. These are generally signed words, short sentences, or the equivalent. Should a master come under attack, the familiar automatically moves to its master's defense, attacking the assailant unless it receives a specific instruction or possesses an instinct to the contrary. Upon completing a task, the familiar returns to his master's side unless it receives prior instructions or some other instinct applies. Many Adepta have in their service cyber constructs, devices that incorporate the instincts of animals. These so-called cyber familiars are semi-intelligent machine versions or cybernetic adaptations of canine and avians controlled by a master, which are also employed for this purpose. Such animals are usually crafted in special Adeptus Mechanicus facilities, which provide the vast majority of such constructs for Imperial organizations. Some cyber familiars are created as assistants to serve prominent adepts and the Mechanicum, or merely as amusement for the wealthy, while others are fitted for war with implant weapon systems and all manners of crude but effective augmentation. Examples of cyber familiars include the Caryatid, a cybernetic construct that often resembles a small blue-winged humanoid creature, which inhabits the hives of Necromunda. They are mildly psychic creatures and tend to attach themselves to charismatic individuals and are considered a sign of good fortune. They are also useful since they can psychically penetrate the minds of others and recognize malintent against their adopted human masters. Other cyber familiars are the Homunculite, a type of cyber construct utilized by the members of the Adeptus Mechanicus. These creatures are vat-grown creations from the tech priest's own flesh and blood. They are typically designed to absorb any tumors or poisons generated by the tech priest during their lifetime, effectively cleansing their master's body and allowing them to have a strong lifespan. These imperfections are passed to the homunculite via an umbilical connection. As the homunculite rapidly ages, they become covered in liver spots and lumped growths taken from the tech priest's counterpart. Fenrisian cyberwolves, cybermastiffs, serval skulls, and the very popular cherub are all familiars that exist in the galaxy. To get more info on these familiars, please check out their individual 40 facts videos. Familiars have been known to be implanted with berserker chips, also known as lobos and butcher jobs. These devices are surgically embedded in the creature's brain. When triggered, the chip sends it into a nearly uncontrollable bloodlust and frenzy, backed by heavy doses of combat drugs pumping into its remaining organic tissues. These chips are activated either by the command word or signal sent directly to the beast. One of the most notable familiars in the Warhammer 40K universe was the Hamadryla. The Hamadryla is a peculiar creature which seems to bond with the Chaos Lord Huron Blackheart. Slick-skinned with blank red eyes, it resembles something like a featherless bird or a skinned dog, but when seen on the edge of a sight, its shape changes, bloating in size or turning into a flickering pillar of flame. What this creature is remains a mystery. Perhaps it is a demon of the warp, the bonded essence of one of Huron's enemies, or even the remains of his own mutilated soul, forfeited to the Chaos Gods in return for his survival. No matter its nature, the Hamadryla seems to gift Huron with strange powers, slowing time, allowing him to see lies and know truths that no mortal should. The beast appears semi-intelligent and stays with him at all times, perching on his shoulder or hiding behind him if things get too dangerous. The creature never fights or tries to help his master directly, but it seems to manifest its curious psychic powers, which Huron uses to his advantage. And those were 40 facts about the familiars. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you now have the answer to what are those flying babies in Warhammer 40k. They're called Cherub. And of course there's more awesome, I guess you could say, assistance to people in the Warhammer 40k universe. There's Cyber Mastiffs, there's Fenrisian Cyber Wolves, there's Serval Skulls, and then there's a couple more cool creatures that inhabit the Warhammer 40k universe that we're going to create videos for. So if you guys want to check out videos on that, please subscribe to the channel. Comment down below and let me know which one of the cyber creatures you want to learn about first, whether it's the Fenrisian Wolves, the Cyber Mastiffs, or Cyber Hawks. Those are pretty cool. We're going to cover all of them, but just comment down below and let me know which one you guys want to hear about first. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on the channel, because you guys liking these videos really helps out the channel, really helps out the video, and it really gets the message of Warhammer 40k out there, and people see that Warhammer 40k is not just a tabletop game. It's a world. It's an amazing world that we love to talk about and we love to share with you guys. So please hit the like button. Catch you guys tomorrow. This was Gersh1 with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.